All right, folks, we're here closing out the final day of practice for the Costa FLW Series Championship on Table Rock, and I'm joined by Greg Gutierrez, all the way from California. Greg, I understand you had at least a little bit of an interesting trip out here.
Oh, it was quite the adventure. We made it right to about the halfway mark, 1,000 miles or so, hit Winslow.
Just 1,000 miles.
Winslow, Arizona, and sheared, 7 of the 8 studs off my axle and watched my tire go rolling by the truck as we were towing down the road at 60 miles an hour. It's pretty impressive.
Well, you're here now. I understand you got 3 full days of practice in, or thereabouts. How's the lake shaping up from your standpoint?
You know, I wish it was a little bit more into the fall where we could get the fish, a little more aggressive. I mean, there's a few fish up here and there, and we're finding them up shallow here and there. But for the most part, you know, I'm out just struggling, looking around, trying to find areas where I can get a good, stable bite.
Okay.
You know, from what I understand, with the cold front coming in, maybe those those shallow fish are going to be affected. I don't know. It's Table Rock.
Have you ever been out here before? I know you used to sort of travel the country pretty well, and it seems like, you know, it's a popular lake.
Yeah, I've actually fished the other tour here a couple of times, and but it was always in the spring, you know, late spring,
Yeah.
early summer, not in fall. And I love a good lake like this in the fall. I mean, it's prime topwater lake. It just hasn't been for me.
All right, I mean, it makes sense, and it sounds like, from what everybody said, that it is a little more summery than it should be. And we're standing here, it's like 75, 80 degrees, it's a beautiful day. Do you have any idea how that cold front that we're supposed to get, which is not really a major cold front, but it's something, do you have any idea how that might affect things?
You know, I'm looking at it for 2 days in a row, dropping the temperature, outside temperature, 10 degrees. So I'm thinking that it's going to start dropping that water temp down some. So hopefully the fish will start moving with that, either moving towards the backs or getting up shallow into the secondaries. But, you know, one way or the other, something's going to happen. Either it's going to shut them down, it's going to shut down the largemouth, and it's going to tune up the spots and the smallies. So. Unfortunately, there's big spots and big smallies in this lake.
Yeah, no doubt. Have you caught like a mix of all three, or have you been able to, you know, even maybe pattern a smallmouth or a spot or anything like that?
Yeah, I think I'm more into a smallmouth spotted bass type of fishing. You know, I did catch a couple good heads, but you know, the way I fish, I'm probably keying in more towards the smallmouths and spots.
Okay. One other question about sort of your strategy. The Western Division, historically, and this year, it's not as well represented number-wise out here at the championship because it's so far away. And you guys have a lot of really good anglers in this, but usually it doesn't take a top 10. It doesn't take a win to make the Forest Wood Cup.
Right.
For you, was your strategy to figure out a way to win, or was it to more figure out a way to catch 5 and sort of get yourself in contention?
Honestly, you know, coming from Shasta and looking at the way Shasta's fishing, and we're almost in the same temperatures. We're, you know, back there in California, the weather patterns are the same, the fishing's the same. We don't have the smallmouth to back it up on Shasta like we do, you know, here. But the spots and the largemouth there were really starting to pick up. I was really starting to feel like I had a pretty good idea of where those fish should be moving, you know, off the main points, out of the deeper structure, moving up shallower so you can get them, you know, get those fish. I thought a win was reasonable, but now that I got here, maybe I'm just readjusting. It's just that way.
All right. Well, Greg, if it's anything like Shasta, I figure you're probably a good bet out there. So thanks for stopping by, and man, good luck once this thing gets cooking Thursday, Friday, Saturday. All right, folks, next man up is Sheldon Collings, just off a win in the BFL Regional at Dardanelle. Sheldon, I guess, first of all, congratulations. Second, how much time coming right from there to Table Rock have you had to actually get out and look at the lake?
Not very much, really. I got here Sunday evening. I went home for a couple hours Saturday night after Dardanelle and repacked, washed my clothes, and I was down here. And the fishing's decent. It's not too bad, but Sunday I fished for about 2 hours, and I had 3 or 4 keepers in the boat. And then let me think. Monday, I had probably 14 pounds, and then today I probably had 13 or so again. So it's not too bad. But
Yeah, being able to get yourself up into the double digits with, I mean, I know it's practice day, it's a little bit longer, I guess, but it's still not too bad. Have you seen this lake before? What's your prior experience on it or on lakes like it? Because your home is not too far away from here now.
yeah, I live in Grove, Oklahoma, and it's about 2.5 hours from here. But I grew up fishing a lake called Stockton Lake. It's here in Missouri. It's not too far from here, actually, and it fishes just like this. So I came to this tournament with the mindset of fishing it just like I would Stockton this time of the year. But the problem is the water temp isn't where it's supposed to be right now. It's still in the, mid to low 70s, and you'll occasionally see like 68 or 69. So that's making it a lot tougher for sure.
In your mind, does that high water temp, does it make any new patterns available that are good and strong, or does it really just scatter the fish and make sort of everything available?
It pretty much makes everything available. I'm on one good pattern that's been working all around the lake. So that's one thing I've learned about Stockton and all these Missouri lakes. You can run a pattern around the whole entire lake, no matter if it's up the river or down here. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay. I guess being able to, run a big area of the lake and have something in your back pocket is good. If you had to take a guess based on your practice, based on, history or what you feel, what do you think we're looking at for a winning weight out here?
I'm going to say, it's going to be tough for sure. I'm going to say roughly 36 to win.
Okay, that's not it's not anything crazy, but it's, pretty solid fishing, I would say. I guess my last question, I know you fished these all year to make it here, and you did just come off the win in the regional. Do you feel like you're better prepared to win having won, or do you feel like you're sort of the same fisherman you were just, a week and a half ago?
I think I'm still the same fisherman a week and a half ago. I just happened to pull up on the right fish at the right time, and they were there each day. So it's just fishing. You just have to get lucky, I guess.
Alrighty. Well, Sheldon, hopefully you get lucky these next couple of days out here. And, man, thanks for stopping by and good luck. All right, folks, we're closing things down with Boogie Brown, all the way from Florida, with the best nickname in the business. Boogie, scale of 1 to 10, how different is Table Rock from Florida?
I tell you what, I'm going to give it a 10. It's definitely, I've seen some grass. I thought it was grass, but I was corrected. It was moss that was on the rock. So, it's definitely different. Going fishing from, we're used to fishing from 6 to 8 foot of water. Coming out here and we're fishing, 90, 60, 30. It's definitely different. Definitely a changer.
No doubt. Did you run everything in the lake, or did you kind of try and pare it down into a section that you could, kind of grind into, because it's a huge lake?
It is. It's a monster lake. It's a beautiful, gorgeous scenery out here. I ran from one end to the other. We did pick a couple, pockets out and try to pick those apart. But I did wind up running from one end to the other, up the James, back down this way, down the White River, kind of back and forth. But it paid off. We really had a good time. We had an okay practice. So I'm feeling okay with it.
Okay, well that's good that you can come into a tournament on an unfamiliar lake that is, really dramatically different and come away feeling okay, I guess.
Yeah.
As far as sort of like weight-wise and what you are projecting, what do you think we're looking at?
I would say, somebody's going to come in with, I'd say, at least a 16-pound bag on the first day. I think the weights are definitely going to drop off after that. You're probably looking at, I would say, 6 to 8 pound bags, maybe. I definitely probably in the 6 pound range for consistency. But you're definitely going to have one of those kicker bags that are going to be up there, 12 to 16 pounds.
All right. Have you found that it's hard to catch that 15-incher, that keeper, but pretty easy to catch just any fish, or is it a little bit hard to just actually get bites?
No, it's definitely easier to catch those 12-inch fish. There's definitely an abundance of those right now. Going to that 15-inch slot is a little bit harder. You you're wanting to go for the bigger fish that are out a little bit deeper, but you always find yourself kind of running to the bank. You know, being from Florida, I find myself running to the bank quite a bit. So, you know, I'm finding those 15 to 16 to 17-inch fish, but they're far and few between. So, yeah, definitely an abundance of the 12-inch fish out there.
Okay, I guess my last question, and you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but you said you kind of had run all around the lake and you've seen a little bit of everything. You feel, you know, slightly dialed in maybe. Is there a section of the lake that you feel like you're going to try and live in this tournament, or is it really more a pattern you're going to try and run or something like that?
It's more of a pattern I'm going to try to run. We definitely got on a good pattern today while we were out there this afternoon. It really paid off for us, so I think we're going to try to stick with that pattern and, you know, and take it from there. We'll just spot hop the whole time.
Okay, I guess my last question, it was really windy this afternoon. Do you feel like that, did that have anything to do with your pattern?
No, I don't think it didn't have anything to do with the pattern. I mean, wind, obviously, we're at Table Rock. The wind, everybody says, you know, fish the wind helps. So, but I really don't think it mattered that much on the pattern I'm on.
All right, well, the wind no doubt helps, but if you've got a wind immune pattern, that's a good way to go. Boogie, thanks for stopping by. Good luck.